Okay, I see. Let's see. Oop. Now let's see if this works. Okay, really? Lego Duck 1, 2, 3, 4? That's inappropriate. I hope you know that. Okay, yeah, so I'm noticing now my Ultra Kill, for some reason. Oh, wait. I think I'm. Let me do something real quick. No, that's not it. What the heck? I can't move my haul. I bet you stink, you stinky. You're really mean. Alright, there. That should be normal. Should be able to see the chat. Okay, but how do I move my Ultra Kill window so it's normal? Yeah, because it's down. You can see because the chat window is in the top left and there's like a black bar. Alright, let's see if this fixes anything. Hello. Oh my, I know, but there's a black bar on the left side. I think that's what I said. Don't quote me on it though, because it might sound stupid. Yeah, but look. The chat window is in the top left is normal. But then, okay, also it's supposed to be transparent. I tried to make it transparent. Did I not save it? It might not have saved it. Let me see. The chat window should pop up. Oh, okay, now it's transparent. Cool. Okay, but I think I should change it so it's not so low. Okay. Let me save. Alright. I'm on a mission, just taking a quick break. What does that mean? What is the big boss doing here? What does that mean? For Diamond Dogs, what does that mean? Find my Metal Gears. Alright, how does this look? It's not showing. Why is Ultra Kill not showing? Yeah, this is weird. Yeah, the text is Is the text black? That might be why. Yeah, it's black. Okay. Settings. Text settings. Can I change the color? Oh. You can change the font. Do I want to change the color? How do I change the color? Well, I guess I'll just have to look this up. How to change text color in Steam Elements or Stream Elements. Hello Yazlix. Yeah, the text is invisible because my screen's black. But I need to, because the text is black. I don't know how to change the color. Enable custom font? No. Letter spacing, word spacing. How do I change the color? Can't wait to sell the world. I wonder who will buy it. Oh, whoa. I figured it out. I did it. Okay. Okay, now it should save. It should update now. Now send some messages. I've had a tape called The Man Who Sold the World. That's so scary. Now why won't ULTRAKILL show? Maybe we need to restart ULTRAKILL. Yeah, I'm just gonna restart ULTRAKILL. Sorry you guys keep getting flashbanged by my background music. Uh-oh. Why are we naked? No one hears the words they say. Yes, sir. Okay, ULTRAKILL isn't showing. This is weird. I think I know why. Okay. It should show now. Yeah, that's weird. Okay. The game is showing chats on screen. See my keyboard inputs. No, don't educate me on Metal Gear lore. I don't know anything about Metal Gear, and I think I'd be worse off if I found anything out. We have Solid Snake, Venom Snake, Liquid Snake. Nope. Guys, we can't just make this conversation about Metal Gear. We can't do this. We're better than this. Yeah, but look at the chat. Look how it goes off, and there's like a black box at the top of the screen. For some reason, while I'm streaming my ULTRAKILL, the whole resolution is just down by like half an inch. But like only on the stream. On my actual game, it's fine. I don't know why that's happening. And the coveted and secret gassy snake. I think you made that one up. I immigrated to this chat to talk about Metal Gear. Yeah. Seems that way. OBS, my stream is off center. Might need to. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. Why do lives even have levels or something like that? What do you mean? Oh, like the rank thing? Like the 1, 2, 3? Yeah, I don't know. That probably to make you guys compete to talk more. Oh my god. I'm just noticing the emojis. Alright, but I want to figure out this ULTRAKILL. I mean, this thing, you know? Whatever causes the evil screen of not being centered. I want to be number 1. This is an outrage. I'm sorry, Lego Duck 1, 2, 3, 4. I know what you are, by the way. Look, man. It's a dog-eat-dog world out there. Not anyone can be just number 1 in Broccolite stream chat. It's really not that bad. You could probably just ignore it. I could. But I wish I knew more about this situation. See, okay, here's the thing. I probably could just stream my entire screen. And that would probably fix everything. Let's see. If I just do that, you guys can see my whole screen now. Now, is it aligned? That's the question. Okay, now it's aligned. This is making me mad. You do not know who I am. That's impossible. I never met you. You're just a liar. Operation Intrude N313. That's a reference only you guys will understand. Man, yep, it's true. Alright, well, I guess what am I gonna do in ULTRAKILL? That's the big question. I have one idea. ULTRAKILL time. True. highest FOV I've ever seen. Okay, what's your FOV? Tux Wind. What are you bringing to the class? He sucks at everything as an ultra killing people. Okay, well, I'm better than you at YouTube. 100. You gotta bring that up, my friend. I mean, I like high. Here, let's make this easy for everyone. Is that better? Is that already better? That's actually probably a lot better for you guys. Use 145. Okay. You hardly have room to judge. You guys ever see this? What is he doing? Maurice is being a beast right now. I'm a pigeon, my FOV proves it. No comment. So, something loud is about to happen. Cover your ears or take your headset off if you don't want to hear it, but... Oh yeah. Pretty awesome. And something even cooler happens if you put oil on him. Check this out. It's a light show. I suck at aiming, by the way, for those who don't know. Especially hit scans. Whatever, I give up. Put Sisyphus inside? Oh yes. Hold on. I'm gonna do it again. Make a giant malicious face and imprison Sisyphus within the malicious face. I don't think the rockets are being sucked into the magnet anymore. You need to make him a bit smaller. Yeah, even now it's not working. Oh, it's because he got brought to the floor. Oh, sorry, Maurice. You gotta redo it now. We need more rockets. Indeed we do. Custom levels are beautiful. Which one do you like? I haven't played any custom levels because I'm trying to like... Dual wield is correct. Wait a minute. Because I want to save them for video opportunities. Someone needs to get the egg in here. I think it wasn't notified in the stream. It's true. Alright. Cover your ears. Alright, now it's Sisyphus time. In fact, I'm so confident this is gonna kill him, I'm gonna put 3 down. It's like pimple popping. Actually, they're all right next to each other. Of course it's gonna kill them. There goes one, there goes the other, and there goes this one. Need more Sisyphus. They're all hitting the floor, no. They're all hitting the floor. My stupid Maurice life, dude. The rockets like a bunch of mosquitoes. Yes. You know what? I'm sick of this. Come here. Maurice looks like a boil on his back. There you go. Happy Halloween. Yes. Pro. Lobotomy and lobotomy. Metal Gear Mod and ULTRAKILL. Shut up. I played Indulgence and some gave the creator an Oscar. What does that mean? What do you mean someone gave the creator an Oscar? What kind of award is an Oscar in the ULTRAKILL community? And who gives it? By what association? Do the thing where you slide on the oil and hit the enemy back to back. What do you mean? I'm not sure what you mean. Like... Particle accelerator. No, someone do give the creator only because it's one of the most beautiful maps I've played. Alright, level time. What I'm gonna do? I'll show you what I'm gonna do. Turn my FOV down for your viewing pleasure, by the way. Need a please and thank you. Give me some loadout suggestions. Indeed, I am a jackhammer enjoyer. Yeah, what if here? What if we do a thing where I try out your loadouts? Who was the first person to join? Marmita, are you still here? I agree. Marmita. Oh, hi, Egg. The egg is here. Marmita, give me your loadout. Bye, the egg is leaving. Okay, goodbye, egg. Use the same loadout I used? Damn it. Okay. Someone else gives me a loadout. Here, let's just... Here. Bew. I think that's it. Whatever, how I say that. You give me your pistol loadout. And then... Tuxwind, give me your shotgun loadout. Is Alfie still here? Who's still here? Next person to send a message will choose my nailgun loadout. What? Why are we sad? Is there a problem? Only piercer? You know what? I didn't give you any restrictions, so we're doing it. Excuse me. You don't use shotguns? What do you mean? Like use triple jackhammer? I don't use arms. Love using. Okay, I think I made a big mistake asking you guys to give me shotgun suggestions, considering pretty much everyone in my community is a jackhammer user, triple jackhammer enthusiast. So I think I kind of chose the wrong community to ask. That was a stupid idea I ever made. Well, we're gonna use it, so. You never use shotguns or jackhammers? Okay, no shotguns, no jackhammers. Tikior. Give me give me a nail gun loadout. Three ults, okay. Actually, you know what? I'm thinking, because I'm going to be picking up weapons the whole way through, I'll just give myself the default of every starter one. And then, yeah. Whiplash only? See, I would do that, but I can't because I can't pick up skulls if I have just the whiplash. How about Knuckle Blaster only? How does that sound? Oh, this is gonna suck. I can't arm swap. It's the one thing. No parry? I guess no parry, yeah. I guess we could just rock this loadout right here, honestly. Call it a day. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, no feedbacker. Where's the music? Here it is. I forgot I could just do that. Ah. This is how much I don't play this early part of the game. No coins is gonna be interesting. What a funny robot in hell now. Yeah. Oh, I can't shotgun. Oh my god, I can't projectile boost. This is awful. The one thing a shotgun can do, I can't do. This is awful. I hear him. There you are. Where are my jelly beans? Oh, it's official Arthur Morgan. You like jelly beans? I like jelly beans. God, not being able to parry is going to be very interesting. Okay, at least I can shotgun parry the swords machine. Doc said I have tuberculosis. Very sad. I hope you don't die. Oh my god, I keep thinking I have coins. This is so weird. I wonder if there, as a mod, that I would genuinely play that. If there was a mod that had every ULTRAKILL level underwater. Sounds awesome. Sucks. This just sucks. Oh my god, I can't ARB cancel. Ugh. How did I play through this on my first playthrough? This is just impossible. Okay, really? Dude, come on, stop being difficult. Yo, hello, Luna. Trying out viewer suggested loadouts, and as you can guess, they're pretty miserable. There's a mod that every level can be underwater. Oh, I would play that. I genuinely would play that. Come on. Alright, swords machine time. Shotgun only. Okay, really? Can I parry that? Guess I just suck. I have no feedbacker, by the way. I could just do this. How easy? Plus parry. Are you just beating the game or is there some challenge? I don't know what I'm doing. I've learned that I hate using the shotgun without the feedbacker, as any normal person would. Yeah, this loadout is buns. I know how to fix it. Boom, I fixed the loadout. Also, I reduced my FOV for your viewing pleasure, because everyone hates my 160 FOV. Even still, it's pretty wide, and people will still probably hate it. This is just the best weapon in the game. You don't seem to understand that this world isn't yours to conquer. Why is Omni-Man here? V2 fight in hell. Yeah, it's just... Oh, well, that was an accident. That's embarrassing. play with 160 FOV? I have like 140. Yeah, I know. I've made a video on my channel specifically talking about the fact that I use 160 FOV. I mean, I'm on 150 right now. Evil. This weapon's so much better than the pump charge shotgun, I'm sorry. It's not even close. Okay, I say that as I let a stray walk away from me because of using this shotgun. I mean, the jackhammer. Use jackhammer to move, I guess. True, that's a fun challenge. You should do a no walk challenge. I did want to do that at some point, but I gave up. I'm gonna be honest. It became too frustrating to move with just the jackhammer. Like, you mean like this, right? No walking and then killing enemies this way? Yeah, became too frustrating. You know what, I could try to learn shotguns. Here, let me skip ahead to Lust. Here we go. This is not the one I want on my first. There you go. Not gonna skip. I'm gonna give shotguns a good college try. For those who don't know me, I'm one of the biggest shotgun haters in the world. I never use shotguns. What are your keybinds? I set revolver to Q and shotguns to E since my fingers are not big enough to comfortably reach 4 and 5. That's fair. I use 1 through 5 for my weapons, and I use E to swap to my variant 1. So as you can see, I'm swapping right back to the sawed-on shotgun repeatedly. Easy. Look at that. So that's why the sawed-on shotgun is probably my favorite. Oops. Oh, no rocket launcher. Goodbye. Yeah, I also have Q set to my variant slot 3, but I'm not going to use that on this loadout. Happy Halloween, everyone. Does everyone want to talk about what they're dressing up as for Halloween? Because I've got a costume. Ride the chainsaw? Yeah. You can tell that I don't play campaign nearly as much as I should. I've got Cybergrind Brain Hardcore. There's still someone down here? Okay, really? Evil. I'm going as Scream Guy from the movie. Awesome. Love that. Because they have the voice for it somehow. Also awesome. You missed it the other night. They were asking me to go what's up. I don't know why, but from the movie. I don't have any Halloween day. Unfortunate. I'm talking about this is out to my US people then. Alright, happy Halloween. Also, what's the room you hate most in the game? Mine's probably the idled Maurice room. Huh. Room I hate most. Let me look at the levels. It's probably one of these. I hate greed with a burning passion. Might be 4-3, the last room. Last room of 1E is difficult, but I feel like, I don't know, Swords Between is just fun to fight. I'm thinking, what's one? Yeah, Dance in the Darkness. Shot in the Dark. This one? I hate the final room so much. Any room where you have virtues in the corners of the map that are hard and inaccessible in a dark room, second of all. Any room also with stalkers in them, hate that. And there's so much fodder on that map, so hard to see because of the darkness. It's just obnoxious. I can't stand it. But I'm gonna play it anyway, because it's probably funny to watch me suffer. We just use a regular loadout. Screw this whole trying out a shotgun thing. While we're here, can we spread some malicious rail cannon hate? Oh wow. I know there's 2 stalkers in there, but it's just stalkers make any room very annoying, especially in the dark, where it's like it's fine if they you know they're igniting or like sanding an enemy, but it's very annoying to have to. Okay, did I not? There you go. It's very annoying that I can't see the fodder on the map very easily. Because I can't just go, okay, well I can depend on there being fodder there, there, and there, you know, after the play is made. Okay, wow, I suck. There. Super stalker. Oops. Reading chat and playing the game is difficult. Yes. Fuck Maurice to death. That sounded really wrong. Fuck. I said fuck. F-U-P. Not anything else. That sounded so bad. Why'd you hate the malicious rail cannon? Because it's useless without the core? Oh, wait, answer my question. True. I mean, also just because I think it's such an easy weapon to use. Like, the electric rail cannon can get so much more value if you just care to use your brain, I feel. Okay, I could have died there. Love you, Virtue. Oh, and also another thing, the fact that they give you soap here, so lame. I think soap is so boring. Like, it's a fun Easter egg for the first time round, when it's mostly fodder, but like, I don't know, this is just lame. Thank God Broccolite don't have ADHD. Well, I do, so too bad. Any cybergrind tips? My brutal best is only like 56. Okay, so if you're at that level, you know what your heal weapons are. You know what your style weapons are, probably, right? Here, let me hop on. Start on wave 25. Yeah, so I'm assuming you know what your style weapons are, like, you know, your screwdriver, you got your conduction, you got friendly fire, you know, parrying, obviously, projectile boosting is pretty solid. Some really cool coin style combos as well, but let me see, tips. I guess pay attention to like how long you're spending in the center of the map versus. Okay, wait, why is my? That's weird. Yeah, this is not correct. Okay. Yeah, parry is true. I mean, you got. I would say number 1 tip: practice your parries. Number 2 tip: use the jackhammer. The jackhammer will teach you how to play Cybergrind better. Okay, I don't know why you got timed out. I guess you got released. Okay, but yeah, understand your matchups. Understand, like, kill confirms, like for the Virtue, lots of ways to kill them. I'll do a cool one here, actually. You can kill them pretty easily, just like that. You don't need a pump in order to kill them with the green jackhammer. Practice radiant enemy parry timings, because they're obviously all faster. Know which enemies are good for style, like Maurice and Gutterman. Gutterman are wonderful for style. One guard break is insano style for basically just giving you the ultra kill while you're in S ranks. Yeah, like I was saying, pay attention to how much time you're spending in the center of the map. Like, as you can see, I'm spending a lot of time on the outside of the map to not only avoid damage, but also avoid being seen by all enemies at once. It's like, look at like the map here. If I'm on the edge over here, only the hideous mass that spawns here can see me, and also enemies that come over. And then if I want to avoid being seen, I just come over to this side of the map, and nothing can see me except for this hideous mass now, right? And all the enemies that try to run over. So I can choose my matchups a lot better that way. So that's a good tip I would suggest. Spending a lot of time in the middle means you have more eyes on you, which can be good in certain scenarios. Like, if you just want, like, Maurice and other enemies to just kill each other, they will do that. They will kill all of the enemies in the center of the map. But it's very risky because they do a lot of damage, obviously, and they can easily kill you. As well, do what I like doing, like knowing what my traps are for the map. Oh, that's a male mind player, sick. Also, I suck. Oil is extremely strong on Cybergrind. I like to do this just to send some oil up into the sky so that it can refresh my traps as it's landing. See, as it's landing on the floor now. That was a really cool Cerberus. I did a double slam right there on that Cerberus. That was really satisfying. How about a bunch of iridescent idled stalkers show up at the same time? Yeah, honestly, like I said, you want to focus on parries, because while that can happen, it is very far and few between, and you will mostly always have parryable enemies. Like, if a standard swords machine comes at me, I can confidently parry him and just, you know, be fearless in the face of him. Because I know I'll get full health for just contesting like any one of his attacks. Same goes for Maurice. Gutter tanks as well, obviously. I mean, Guttermen, sorry. Their shield will always replenish your style and health no matter what. Another thing, understand how to trick gutter tanks. That's a really important suggestion, actually. If gutter tanks are on your level, there are a lot of ways in which you can trick a gutter tank into tripping. Especially on Brutal, where it's more difficult. I'm trying to see if one spawns here. Okay, one did spawn, sick. Okay, yeah. Like for instance, here. By whiplashing it, I can trick it into slipping on the oil. I can just constantly farm parries off of it. It's very fun to do as well once you nail it. I'm watching on 144p, so low-key it decreased for me. That's funny. Yeah, it's all really about patterns. Like, I love doing, like, you know, once I'm on my rocket here, with the jackhammer, I can easily transition that into a Death Star. Very fun to do, lots of damage. Does the same amount of damage as a overpump pump charge. So, it's very strong. I think more Radiant Maurices are going to spawn on this wave, right? Yep, there they are. Yeah, so on maps like these, I can hear sentries and Maurices all around me. I want to play the outskirts, right? Because sentries all have to reset if they can't see me, right? So if I can comfortably be off the stage like that, then I can pick my fights and then fight these sentries now that like the Maurices are dead and I don't have to risk them blowing my back out with an explosion. You know what I mean? Am I making sense? Back hurts. Alright, I pay with sound effects real low. Yeah, you should increase it. Sound cues are everything in this game. Like, I can sit here, and if I hear, like, the sounds of drop pods, I can tell that Guttermen or Gutter Tanks are dropping. Like, Gutter Tanks and Guttermen have a distinct drop pod sound. Like, a Gutter Tank sound is a lot more shrill and loud, but a Gutter Tank sound is, like, more low and, like, rumbly. So I can tell where my heals are on the map just from that alone. Another thing, I guess, develop that internal clock for cooldowns. And you can do any of these things like in any particular order, really. I'd say parrying comes first, obviously, but... Okay. It's virtue. That was a tricky level and I was not prepared for it. Yeah, that sucked. I'm used to the Radiant insert timings. Run for your life. Yeah, I don't want this stream to devolve into cybergrind if I can help it. But I am happy to deliver tips. Like, here. I think, honestly, in this stream, I might, go react to someone's, cybergrind gameplay. Because I have a channel in my Discord server where people can submit their, cybergrind recordings. And so far, I was supposed to react to some of those, and I haven't done it yet, but I'm thinking I might do that. Okay, brother. Yeah, I mean, I think cybergrind is the most fun up until, like, wave 100, pretty much. So anything to help players get to that level is definitely something I'm into. What's this? CG is like 20 seconds up? What do you mean? Like here, even though those enemies are sanded, I have so many tools to just avoid them. And then also I know that these enemies are parryable, right? And they can heal me to full. I could die here just from not paying attention, but... Yeah, there you go. Didn't think I would. These are mostly 20s of one wave. Oh yeah, I mean the clips, yeah, no. I mean, obviously, I'm probably not going to do like much feedback on the clips. Really? I love Brutal Mind Flames so much. Should I go until I die, or should I just start now? Because my PB is like, yeah, my PB is so far away. You get it though. Where do I send my cybergrind clips? I'd like to see someone react to my gameplay. Yeah, I have a Discord link in the description of this stream. It should be there. And yeah, if you can send in clips. There's a template for how to send it in the actual server. You just have to follow that template, and pretty easy. Yeah, no guarantee I'll watch it, but because there's already like 15, 20 things submitted in there. But yeah, I guess I can just turn on a thing and see how that goes right now. All right, let's see. Why has my DPI changed? That's weird. Okay. All right. Let me turn my thing back on. Actually, which one should I do? Hello? Are we back? That was weird. Yeah, I am the Broccolite guy. I do YouTube stuff. Fried broccoli is peak. Amen. God bless and amen. Hello, Snowpea. Hello, Macho Legs Cat. I am alive. Alright, so what do you guys want to see? Do you guys want to see, like... Let's see, what wave is this? Okay, I have one that goes up to wave 35, one that goes up to wave 79. I've got a couple 55 runs, wave 23. I've got one that's 35 to 67. Well, which one would you guys like to see? Like early to late cyber grind. What would you guys be interested in me commentating on? Wave 23. All right, let's start low. Okay. All right. Here, let me. There we go. Just making sure we can see it. We can see the stream. So here's something from a comment I put on a video. Screwdriver plus sawed on jackhammer equals easy losing big HP. Enemy losing big HP. Oh. Yeah. Oop, I gotta go. Goodbye. All right. Goodbye. All right. So if I full screen like this, you guys can still see it, right? Okay. Yeah, it looks like you guys can see it. All right. So yeah, I guess we'll just start. So apparently the recording here says 4 minutes of me finally beating my PB after so long. Brutal mode. They did fill out the template, as you can see over here. So I guess we can read this. Their dramatic title is "Suffering Leaves Suffering My PC," or "Suffering Leaves My Suffering PC." Oh my god. Their video info, they say "Trigger Finger Gut Punch" by David Kasant. I don't even know what that. Oh, it's the song. Oddly enough, it's not copyrighted. It's okay though. It was 4 minutes prior to gameplay. Waves 18 to 23. Okay, so I think we're gonna see waves 18 to 23 here. Gotten down triple Death Stars. Problem-wise, I'm unsure. Do you think it expanded my arsenal? Obviously, I don't use screwdriver enough, seeing it goes to third slot in general. Same with the fire starter. I think I need more help, including those in my playstyle. I don't know where to begin, so who knows? Okay, so this person, I know them. They're a frequent in my server, but they want help with how to integrate parts of the weapons in their arsenal, particularly the ones in the third slots of each of their weapon. Okay, so that's something to take into consideration. No microphone, no mods. 148 hours, so we can take this into account. Probably beaten like, P2 with this hour count. Fairly certain it would kill my PC, but rather just not. Okay. And they have a YouTube channel. This is the important question, though. Most important question at the bottom. Are you a jackhammer acolyte? I like the impact hammer. There's no amount of glaze in the universe to show how much it is loved by me, and that is saying a lot, considering Krispy Kreme exists. Amen. God bless and amen. All right. I guess it's time. So I'm not sure about the quality of this. We're locked on the 720p. I'm already scared by what I'm seeing on the borders of the map right here. That's Germa. I can tell that's Germa right there. It says sus. Okay. So we're dealing with some brain rot. Cyber grind. Oh, Jesus. And the bit rate. Okay. Alright. Immediately noticing something. I want to ask you guys, do you notice what I'm about to critique right now? Coin plus slab. Close. It's not the weapon, though. High bacon. Who is bacon? Lord Voldy Moldy. It was downwards. Nope. Oh, okay. Oh, shoot. Oh, you two know each other. Cool. Okay, so the problem here that I'm noticing immediately is that they decided to SSJ, slam storage jump, up into the top of the map. You can get away with that like early on, like say like waves, like 30 before waves 35, and up. But I would heavily recommend you don't get into this habit, because putting yourself in this position this high up will basically leave you susceptible to mind flayers and insurrectionists and virtues, and idols are going to be on the floor, sentries are going to be on the floor. All these enemies that are high priority targets and very deadly are all going to have a really, really easy time killing you up in the sky like this. Because you got to remember, this little area down here, this is your only cover in the entire map of Cybergrind. Your only cover is down here, and by starting your wave with no cover, you immediately reveal yourself to all of the strongest enemies that can kill you. Like, the only enemies that are actual run-enders. You can get used to Maurice, you can get used to Gutterman. It takes Gutterman like 8 seconds to actually lock onto you while you're up here. It's whatever. Those can spawn, you'll be fine. But the actual threatening enemies, you gotta worry about. Oh, and think about this too. Stalkers on the bottom of the floor. If they spawn, they're gonna walk around and have a heyday sanding everything, because they don't die when they're sanded on Brutal. I mean, when they sand other enemies on Brutal. So think of it that way as well. The longer you spend up here, the longer you can't deal with the problem enemies. Does that make sense? See, like, okay, well, this is a good combo. Because a Mind Flayer just teleported on top of him. It's a good combo. Did a lot of damage to the Mind Flayer. Again, it only works on these kinds of waves because, you know, this is dealing like what, 23 damage to the Mind Flayer right now, and it's the only threatening enemy on the board. So it's a good combo. And in this time, look, he takes 60 damage just trying to get back down to the board. Big problem. This is something you want to avoid. He should have just taken the Mind Flayer fight because that was the only threatening enemy on the board. But instead, he's trying to return back to the cover of the map. About 10 health. Granted, I know that this is his PB, so he might be stressed out a little bit, so I'm not going to critique him super hard. I'm just trying to give tips for what to do moving forward. Get used to starting your wave on the actual map. Or close to it. It's very hard to see the enemies. That's another thing. I would suggest having a more clear board if you're trying to get your PB up pretty high. See, does he do it again? Yeah, he does it again. And here he's probably not going to get punished for it. Yeah, he's not going to get punished for it. But he is kind of screwing around a little bit because he's hitting himself with his core. Another thing, something that, okay, yeah, let me actually turn the music down a little bit. There you go. Another thing I would suggest, try your best not to use Red Gauge on Maurice. I know it's very enticing because it's an easy one-shot, but you really, really want to try to land Jackhammer plus Knuckle Blaster if you can. That's a very important tip because putting your you can get away with putting your Jackhammers on Red Gauge on cooldown here in like the higher waves, but I mean on like the lower waves. But when you get up to the higher waves, like wave 30 or wave 40, where like Radiant Maurices are starting to spawn and they're spawning in, you know, plenty numbers. If you're hitting them with your Red Gauge, you're basically without like probably your strongest tool for killing the deadliest threats for the rest of like, you know, 7 seconds. You know what I mean? And you don't want that. Another thing I'm noticing, he's not really using his railgun charge, which is kind of worrying. I mean, it's not really because it's like you know, these are like easier levels, but it's a lot more worth it to say like just throw your screwdriver on like the Cerberus earlier here. No, it's hard to see, but yeah, that Cerberus right there. It would be a lot smarter if you just caught this Cerberus, threw a screwdriver on it, and then chased the Maurices. You know what I mean? Because again, like this could be a really stressful. Imagine if there was a Mind Flayer or like sentries or idols on this map. It would be a lot better if you had thrown that screwdriver out onto the Cerberus, onto one of the Maurices, so that you would have an easier time dealing with the rest of the threats. Taking a couple hits is fine because the screwdriver will just bring your style back up. You know what I mean? So you can get away with that. But generally, it seems like he has some pretty good macro. He's kiting the enemies, making sure he's not within melee range of Cerberus for as long as possible, because his charge is undoubtedly his strongest attack. Okay, and here we go. Again, he's facing the consequences of his actions, right? Virtue and Insurrectionist spawn on this wave. Virtue gets an easy 30 damage on him because he's this high, and it's probably going to be able to attack again from this height. He needs to spend a dash to get out of the way upon slamming down to try to get down here. That's bad. You don't want to have to do that. And from this distance, it's really hard to judge an Insurrectionist punch, so that's doubly bad. Oh, it's 2 Virtues too, even worse. Now, I can definitely much better understand using a red gauge and a Virtue. Sometimes you just got to get rid of that Virtue so that you can deal with everything else. It's a lot more worth it to spend a 7-second cooldown. Oh geez. Yeah, like here. He's still got his screwdriver charge up this whole time, right? And again, I get like he could be he's very stressed. This is his PB, so take this with a grain of salt. But moving forward, you got to think about the fact that you have this rail cannon charge, because imagine if you threw a screwdriver on this guy. This would be a done deal, easy fight, right? All you have to do is just whiplash up to him, back and forth, and he's done. Yeah, it's very weird. But this was a low-density wave. I think it was literally just like 2 Virtues and an insert on wave 19, or 20, whatever this is. Kind of crazy. Yeah, he gets it done, though. SSJ again. Is he punished? Doesn't seem like it. Worst thing that you see up here. Oh, another thing. Those blue orbs that chase you around. These, right? These are horrible when you SSJ up here, because Mind Flayers and Mannequins, they're going to be tossing these out like hotcakes, and they pick up velocity depending on how long they've like lived in the environment, like how long their lifespan has been. So from up here, it's basically unreactable. You know, if you're this high up in the air and they're flying towards you and they have a straight shot. So don't want to have that. Very bad news bears. Another reason not to SSJ up into the sky. But yeah, obviously, Gutterman's going to take him 5 million years to try to lock onto you, so he's not a problem. Very easy to condition yourself into thinking that it's like a good idea to get up that high. Now, if you like doing coin combos, the thing I would suggest, like as a wave starter, the thing I would suggest is literally just jumping or just sitting still on the floor, throwing coins up in the air, and then charging a slab. And you can use your whiplash. Here, let me go into a thing. You can use your whiplash to juggle the coins in the air. And you can wait for the enemies to spawn. And then when they spawn, boom, right? You get your 15 damage coin combo. Good at clearing out the one Virtue that might be troublesome, good at dealing a lot of damage to the Mind Flayer that spawns, can insta-kill a Sentry, and then even Radiant enemies it's good against, it can insta-kill a Radiant Virtue, right? It's a pretty decent wave start. It used to be my wave start when when my PB was 91. So you can definitely rely on that as a wave start. God, is that just Germa all over the walls? What is that? I don't know, just impact font memes all over the place. Right, and here again, he's not being punished because it's only a Gutterman shooting him up there. Oh yeah. Okay, here's another thing. It's going to be a lot more prolific, I believe, in the later submissions I review, but this here is a terrible position to be in. Like, I know it's just one Maurice, but the worst thing you can do against a Maurice that's charging its beam is be in a corner like this. Because even if you dodge left or right or jump, right, you'll dodge the beam, but whatever, the beam doesn't hurt you, right? He'll shoot your feet, he'll shoot this wall, he'll shoot the wall behind you, and that'll deal 50 damage to you. At this rate, that will kill you. If you're in this position, this is death. So, you made the right play dashing out of danger like that, but when you get up to higher waves, there's going to be 2 Maurices on like almost every pedestal. Sorry, not on every pedestal, but you know what I mean. There's going to be a lot of Maurices, and they're going to have a lot of angles on you, and it's very important. That's why I say get comfortable with being off stage, because they can't shoot you while you're off stage. Their beam just goes straight through you. It doesn't hit a wall. No explosion happens. So I would really recommend trying to be like, I don't know, like if this is a tile, remaining 20 tiles up in the air and occasionally being on the floor, that's generally where you want to be. And then on the sides of the Cybergrind map are also really nice places to be. You want to peek angles that Maurices can't see you. And if they can see you just barely, oftentimes they're going to be shooting their teammates. So say, for instance, he's right here. The player is right here, like on this wall. And there's a gunnerman here, there's a swords machine here. If the Maurice peeks this, he'll just shoot the gunnerman on the swords machine, right? So being in this position is a lot better than being in this position where he has a clear line of sight on you against a wall, versus here, he's more than likely going to shoot this wall trying to shoot you, or he's going to shoot the enemies in between you. Obviously, this is an early wave, so just do what you can to kill the Maurice as fast as you can. Doesn't matter when there's like 1 Maurice and 1 fodder on the map. At this point, you can use your red gauges. I'd just say don't get into that habit. If you don't know, you can use a yellow gauge on a jackhammer plus a knuckle blaster, and that will deal 15 damage to a Maurice, which will kill him in one go. So try practicing that when you get the chance. But yeah, that's what I suggest. I think this guy's a triple jackhammer enthusiast, so that makes me happy. I think this is the wave he dies. So far, so good. I mean, he's not being punished for being up in the air. Alright, so here's another thing. It is very risky to do something like that. So, as you see, like, he left this Maurice behind without killing him. And he's enraged, right? So Maurices, when they're enraged, they shoot 2 beams instead of 1, back to back, and also they're more often going to do the beam than not when they're enraged. So it's very risky to leave them in this position because they're going to be shooting beams like hotcakes, and that can be really risky when you're trying to attack another Maurice. Something that's really hard to judge, but it happens. It's very difficult. It's very unfortunate, but Maurices, if they see each other, if you leave this guy on enraged and you go to attack another Maurice, he can hit that other Maurice with his beam and still deal 50 damage to you. And that's bad. So you want to leave Maurices in positions where they're shooting more orbs than they're shooting beams. Because orbs can be free heals, they can be free friendly fire damage, and versus a beam, which is just, sure, it can hit enemies, but dealing 50 damage to you at an exchange is not worth it. So yeah, I think you should try to focus on minimizing the amount of enraged Maurices on a map as you can. It's not the end of the world, but that's probably why he's going to die here, because I think this is his final wave. Saved himself there. Oof, okay. Either that guy killed him or it was the Cerberus. I can't tell. Okay, yeah, no, it was the Filth, I think. Yeah, the Filth killed him. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Even in this position, though, like trying to get up to this Maurice, this guy is going to beam you. So, still, the same principle applies. Yeah, so this is just an unfortunate position to be in. You want to have a good wave start that doesn't involve... Here's what I mean. So this was his wave start, right? Let's just look back at this. This is fine for killing one specific enemy. Use 2 bars of dash, true. This is fine for killing one specific enemy. But after that, you want to get your crowd control down. You know what I mean? Because that filth, you know, there's going to be radiant versions of them. And if you're just using jackhammers to kill Maurices, you're not going to get anywhere killing the filth who can snipe you like that. Or the husks, whatever. The fodder is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, you want to have a plan. You want to focus on trying to use the fire starter in positions like that, because the filth will just run straight into the fire. You want to use nails, saws. I've noticed you barely used any saws in this entire run. Use more saws. Using saws more will just get you to wave 40 easy, as long as you find which positions to put them in on different maps, you know, consistently. I love it when Mouth uses my corpse to, like, a basketball. Yeah. The Maurice is gonna, if he shoots your feet and you're at low health, he's just gonna make you spin around in circles in the death animation. It's funny. But, yeah. So, what would my prime suggestions be? So, you didn't use a rocket launcher very much at all, right? That's definitely a problem. I'd say, for now, focus on using the fire starter a lot. Just lather, like, the center of the map, because that's where a lot of enemy, like, you think about where enemy traffic is. Like, on this map specifically. Here. Yeah, on this map specifically, it's hard to see because of his textures. Here. Enemies are going to be going up these stairs a lot, trying to get to you while you're on these corners. So if you play these corners like you were doing, it would be a lot better, and you wouldn't have died here if you had put oil or saws here, or nails or something. You know what I mean? So, my suggestion, which will solve 2 things, you don't use the rockets enough. You say you don't use weapons enough in general, and you would like to use them more. That's true. Put the fire starter in your first slot, and just lather the center of the map with oil. Or edges, right? If you're trying to play on, but you don't seem to be too comfortable off the map. Yeah, just lather the center of the map. You're going to be spending less time in the center of the map than the enemies are, because if you're in the center of the map, all enemies have sight lines on you, and you don't want that. So it's good. You're generally playing the edges in most of these scenarios, and you're kiting them. That's a good mindset to have. But on top of that, it would be so much stronger if you had just a little bit of fire on the map, a little bit of oil. Maybe you should do a guide for Cybergrind. I should. I really should. I think I'm going to take this as an opportunity to try to develop how to explain what's good and what's not good to do in Cybergrind. Also, an instant rocket. Yeah, that's true. I don't know if you're at that level yet where you can use that consistently and reliably. You should practice it with the freeze frame rocket launcher. Shooting the rocket launcher, freezing it, and then dashing onto the rocket, unfreezing. Or, you know, shooting, freezing, dashing, whatever. The quick mount. Here, I'll show the quick mount right now, because I might put this into a video. Yeah, so if you dash after shooting a rocket like that, you can instantly mount the rocket, and for the next 3.5 seconds or so, you'll just have free air movement for the most part. So, like, let's say, you know, you're on this map. You can come up from this position to here very easily. And then you could also come on the sides of the map and try to kite them all the enemies to come into one side, get more value that way, right? So then there's my other suggestion. Try to break the habit of SSJing before every wave. Because again, this puts you in a vulnerable position to... Okay, I don't know why that's happening, but here, let's fix this. Yeah, this puts you in a vulnerable position for sentries, mind flayers, insurrectionists, virtues, and, you know, idols and stalkers won't die down there, which is really threatening as well. So you definitely want to avoid doing this, because those are all high priority targets that both need to die and also will do a lot of damage to you the longer you're up here. Also, remember, mannequins with their blue projectiles becomes very hard to parry them when they pick up enough velocity, having an extended lifespan. So the longer you're up here, the faster those blue projectiles are going to move, and that's bad too. Other than that, I think my final suggestion would be learn to use your screwdriver more. You become so focused on your target enemy, and while obviously it takes a minute to get to your target enemy because some people aren't as familiar with the movement of the game, especially with some of the odd tiles in like the cyber grind. That's fine. You get used to that over time. I don't think you need to practice so much movement. I think that's something that's just going to happen naturally. But yeah, you should try to use your charge more. And don't be ashamed to use the screwdriver. I use the screwdriver, and I'm like, top 34. So that Cerberus that was down there, again, you should have popped your screwdriver on him and then just went around picking off the Maurices. You'd be getting a lot of style. And if that Cerberus ever tried to attack, you would heal you to full trying to do so. And like I said here, you would have died here to the Cerberus if not for the filth. But even still, he was coming towards you. He would have healed you in time for that before that filth would have killed you. That's all hypothetical, but generally speaking, it's way better to have a screwdriver than not, right? I think I'm making sense. What do we think? I don't want to say chat. Guys, what do we think, guys? Is Stark Quenting worth it, or is just using Jackhammer for insurrection is better? No, Stark Quenting is good. It's pretty decent. um, it gets tricky on the higher levels of the game because enemies are moving faster, and also, um, what does PG mean? I mean, I'm saying PB, as in personal best, the player's personal best. But Jackhammer is also really strong for insurrectionists, obviously. Stark Quenting is good. Just the problem is when there's more enemies on the board, its targeting becomes really weird to judge. Though if you find like a nice corridor and you just sling it down the corridor and throw some coins in between, gets a lot of good damage. Nothing wrong with that. My ADHD is way too strong. Yeah, so this player's personal best as of this recording was wave 23. Yeah. But yeah, that's all I'd suggest. I think, yeah, Alt Marksman, listen, I know there's doubters, but I love the Alt Marksman. It takes a lot of practice to use it the best way it should be used, but it's very good. Yeah, so there you go. There's my first Cybergrind review. Easy and digestible. Let's see. Should I do one more? What do you guys think? Should I do one more review? All right, I could do one more. And Luna, I don't know if you're still here, but it would be nice if you gave a little bit of input because you are top 5, and we generally think the same. I would say. Your 3 hours long run. Did you submit that, or is that a video you posted on your YouTube? All right. Did slab swapping relatively well. Gonna keep practicing. Quality is so bad though because of performance purposes, but yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you, I would say you're gonna have to join my server, unfortunately, because this is where I'm doing all of the submissions. There's like a forum on my Discord server, and you could submit them with using a template. If you want to submit like educational gameplay, because obviously I don't need to critique you, um, but if you want to submit like educational gameplay, like make obvious mistakes, see if I catch them, and then I don't know, whatever. Brocco, I'm submitting a run right now. Maybe I'll review that one. Depends on the wave, I guess. I should find a way to mark certain reviews. Here, let me quickly, just so you guys have something to look at. Here. All I'm doing is just checking my Discord. I should probably find a way to like mark these. Permissions. Is there like a specific, because I can't, I don't know how to react to these. It's my problem. Is there a way that I should be able to react to posts? I just did a wave 40 run, not very great. My PB is 45. All right, we'll do that one then. Should I compress the video? So okay, well, if it's gonna take you a minute to upload it, then that's different. I'll probably, if you submit it within 5 minutes, I'll do it. But for now, I'm just gonna try to figure out how to add a reaction. Oh, I'll just, never mind. All right, I'll just react with my emoji. Google Drive link. Screw it. We'll do it. Waste broccoli. Inst looking at your Reddit memes. What? What are you talking about? It's saying 3 minutes left? Okay, we'll look at it then. I get so sad seeing New Blood announcements and then it just turns out it's like just what am I trying to say? It's just like any other game that's not ULTRAKILL. Yeah, it's just that blatant. It is now going to take 30 minutes to upload because you said that. Okay, well, I hope that's a joke. Scarlet hopped into the server. Getting a lot of new people. Hey, Status. Got to catch a stream. It's you, Status, yes. Please make a guide on how to kill flesh prison jackhammers only. I mean, I don't know if you were there when I did the flesh prison kill with the jackhammers only. It was literally just a bunch of using the core eject jackhammer on eyes and occasionally whip slamming other eyes and then just dealing a lot of damage with explosions during like the blue orb phase. Do I send it in Discord or in stream chat? Send it in stream chat. I mean, I don't think there's a problem with that. It's just a Google Drive link. It would be better, actually, if you could send it in Cybergrind in the Discord. Because I have my laptop pulled open for the chat right now. Yeah, downslam don't work too well, I guess. Yeah, I mean, it's just hard because they get pulled to you. They're like drones. You don't get pulled to them. So you can't like whip slam on them. How many viewers do we have? 10 viewers. That's a lot of viewers. It's so weird because when I started streaming, like yesterday, I fully expected it to just be like me and like one other person for like the whole stream. And like maybe like two randoms join and leave. But surprisingly, people want to watch ULTRAKILL. Is there a way for me to put like on screen what we're doing? Like text. Reacting to CG or reviewing Cybergrind gameplay. Oh, I guess. Oh, that's what it's called. Way too big. There we go. It's more or less normal. Oh god, the font is so bad. You're so famous. Shut up. Is there a... no? I don't know. I can't highlight it, I guess. I'll have to move it lower. There you go. I don't think it should be obscured anymore. Because ULTRAKILL, the best game ever. Yes. If you say in the next video that you doing live, maybe 2 more people join. True. I mean, honestly, I'm thinking because like this stream is going to be archived on my YouTube. I'm thinking I'll just like grab the part where I'm talking about the Cybergrind gameplay and put that into a video. Did you send the thing in Discord? Jackhammer the goat. Oh dear. File still being processed for playback. 7.6 gigabytes. What did you do? Download anyway. This could be a virus. You know, this is not downloading. It's just not gonna happen. Sorry. But maybe tomorrow if I stream again, I'll review it. Huge zip bomb. Very annoying how you have to pay Discord for a bigger video. True. Rip, do I like upload it to YouTube? Yeah, if you upload it to YouTube and then post it in the forum thing you opened, then yeah. Alright, so anyway, then I guess what's next? I have another PB, 35 to 67. About 21 minutes long. Okay. I don't mind that. Alright. Beat ULTRAKILL cat only? No. If you want people to play ULTRAKILL challenge runs, I'm not your guy. Like occasionally it's fun, but it's not for me. So this one's by Equinox. This guy's a frequent in my my YouTube and my Discord. Cool guy. Let's see what he has to say about this. Info. Okay, the dramatic title is Worst Enemy Rotations Ever. Cybergrind for some reason decided to give me some of the worst combinations of enemies I've ever seen in one game, meaning this run was a feast to play and a feast watching it back. No songs released for copyright. Okay, there's some songs. First can be a dubious, okay. Information on the... Okay. So as of this recording, Equinox had... Yes, we know Equinox. Equinox had about 400 hours. So I'm expecting P-ranked every level in the game level of hours. Maybe not E1, E0. I'll leave those as exceptions. Microphone off, no mods. Credit, yep. So I'll say now. Equinox has a YouTube channel. I have a little thing on the forum post. If you want to advertise your YouTube, here's a way you could do that. So here's Equinox. He makes YouTube, ULTRAKILL stuff, as far as I'm concerned. He's working on a video right now. So subscribe if you want to see that. It's related to the shotgun. It's called projectile bursting. It's a technique that he's trying to employ by using the sharpshooter to hit shotgun projectile bullets to cause them to explode and deal a lot of damage. So subscribe to him if you want to see that. I'm not going to do a video on it. I'm going to let him do it. So, yeah. Jackhammer, Death Stars are fun. Absolutely true. Advice focus, nothing of note. Maybe mistakes made in the last wave. Okay. So I guess we start then. And hello, Pizza Man. Okay. Okay. Starting off strong with the song choice. Alright. Quality is a bit better, I think. Can go to 1060, 1080, 60, but I think it's not gonna change anything. Okay. Starting off strong. Comparing this to the last thing we saw, love the wave start already. Shooting gas into the up into the air, very strong, because he's anticipating that the gas will land on the floor by the time all the enemies have spawned in. And at that point, easy to ignite. It'll deal a lot of damage. Another thing he does here is he sets up a Death Star to start the wave. Because, honestly, doing your coin trick is cool. You know, where you toss a couple coins in the air and do a slap coin. Very good start. But, honestly, this is one of my preferred ways to start. Because in this position, he immediately has 10 damage he can dish out to any enemy of his choice. Now, with coins, you don't get to choose what the coins hit. They just choose the closest enemy and whatever they spawn in seeing first. But in this position, not only can he deal a 10 damage explosion in one location, he can split it up into 2 5s if he wants. He can ignite these insurrectionists. He's not too far up the air. He can easily come back to the stage. He hasn't SSJ'd up into the sky or anything. So he's in a way better position this way. And as you can see, he gets decent damage. I don't think he actually hits the insers, But theoretically, he could have hit the inserts, okay? It looks like he's running ADD for nails, which is decent. I don't know how many of those parries were accidental, but I think all of them were. But honestly, yeah, that's another thing. Something that you can do if you're just not doing much of anything with your arms. Just press the feedbacker button every once in a while and you'll get a parry. Like at this stage in the game, getting to wave 50 or higher, if you press the feedbacker button, there's like a 1 in 10 chance you'll just parry a random thing. So honestly, props to him for doing that and getting all those lucky parries. Oh, there's a Mind Flayer in this stage as well. And he took a very patient engagement on the Mind Flayer. I respect it. So as we can see here, he makes a misplay. When it comes to Hideous Masses, he knows that this is a layout that a Hideous Mass can spawn. You don't want to be above the Hideous Mass when you're trying to do a conduction combo to kill it quickly. When I'm approaching a Hideous Mass, I like to approach it from the side because not only is his belly there, but another thing, a little trick with gasoline, if you gasoline underneath him, not only does gasoline on the floor do double damage to enemies as opposed to if they were covered in the gasoline, so it's a really easy way to get like 16 damage on the Hideous Mass. But from that position, you can apply the saws, because he's just large enough that the saws should cover him, as you can see with the saw circle. If you're low on the floor, they'll always hit his tail, like pretty much every time. And if you attach the jumpstart cable, that'll deal easily the 10 damage on top of the saws and the nails from the conduction, and then also cause the explosion. So, small misplay. I'm sure he's aware he made this misplay, but he commits to it anyway. Interesting. Okay. So, what he was doing in this position, trying his best to avoid the sentry because he can hear it. I don't think he knows where the sentry is at this point. I don't know where it is at this point either. I could just hear it's to his left. But that's a very easy way to avoid the sentry. Obviously, he didn't wait. He kind of just went for it. But another prop with the Death Star, very easy to kill Virtues with Death Stars. They die very fast to them. Messes up a Death Star there. Doesn't really matter, he gets another Virtue kill. So that was 3 Virtues. Pretty good way to deal with all of them. Yeah, and here's another thing. Stairs. With the Slarp, doing Slarp coining, because I know that was a question that was asked earlier, Slarp coining is really difficult to do on maps where there's lots of stairs. Because they'll just bounce up into the sky or up, like, off into Narnia. Yeah, I think a lot of... He probably could have gotten those Virtue kills a lot sooner if he had adjusted from the Hideous Mass. He kind of just fully committed into the Hideous Mass early on, and that cost him like a really risky position with the Virtues and the Sentries, but he recovered, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, okay. So here's another thing. When you have like 3 Maurices coughing down your back, yeah, like here, very risky to look up and try to do coin combos, because these are just going to cough out, 30 projectiles every 2 seconds. You're going to get hit no matter what. And you could spam parry, obviously, but in this position, when you're out in the open in this like narrow corridor, all these Maurices can see you. And that's like bad news bears. So he does what you're supposed to do originally, and he hides behind this Maurice to let him take all the damage and also try to kill him, because if you kill him, he'll drop and he'll Maurice kill the other enemy behind him. So that's an easy kill as well. But instead of committing to it, he sort of jumps away, and oh, he does get the kill. But he decides to go for a coin combo, which with this pistol is not the smartest decision, because he is using the default marksman, and default marksman deals very little damage to Maurice. I understand that this is to try to capitalize off of the conduction, But even still, conduction is not very strong against Maurice because he has a lot of health, and electricity is not one of his weaknesses. And the main way to exploit Maurice is by exploiting his weaknesses, not by trying to do crowd control damage to him. So, like, jackhammers, nails, explosions that can reflect his projectiles back at him, parries. Those are all like the main ways to kill him. He has many silver bullets. Conduction's just not one of them. So this is not a play I would do here. Because again, this is just 20 bullets down your neck every 2 seconds. He does survive, however. Lucky parry on the sentry. I mean the swords machine. Tries to get a charge back, but it was too premature. He's already setting up for the next wave. Honestly, here's one thing. His FOV is very low. Like this is like 120 maybe 130. It's very hard to see what's around him. So I didn't know those enemies were down there. And I in this same position without that knowledge, I probably would have also tried to set up with the gasoline in the air prematurely. But those schisms easily could have killed him because they were throwing their orbs and thoroughfares. So, suggestion, I guess, turn up your FOV. Barely a suggestion. That was cool, though. Got some free E-rail damage there. Yeah, he's trying to do some more coins for that crowd control conduction damage. Very interesting choices to Death Star Maurice, which is immune to explosions. Just got wave 55, almost beat my PP, which is 56. Congrats. You're getting close. 99% of gamblers quit before their big win, just so you know. Nice, so what he did there, he was setting up with his gasoline before killing the last enemy. I think it didn't make a difference to him that that last enemy was there. He probably just assumed most enemies are dead, I can do this. So he did that, and that was smart, because now the gas is going to rain down on the floor by the time all the enemies are spawning in. Yeah, like that. They're coming down now. He accidentally does a nuke. Nice. He did a E-rail coin punch whip evil destruction combo thing, and that Mind Flayer has like 1 health now, so... Yeah, see? Instantly died to a P-boost. Very nice way to deal with Mind Flayers in this position. Also very, very sexy right there. That was just his wave to win. I've got nothing to say. I like everything there. It was very clean. Wait, did he do a pro burst there? No, he didn't. Okay, he just hit a projectile. Yeah, this guy's a very big fan of star pointing, so watch him even just for that. Yeah, in this position, he's doing exactly what you should do. He's playing around the outskirts of the map, knowing that there's all these Maurices. Like even now, they're like mostly dead, but when he was fighting them all, he was playing on the outskirts of the map. If there was Maurices in the center, I doubt he would push it, because it's a smart decision, is to not push Maurices in the center, especially with all of these pillars here. Then being able to shoot the pillar and explode the area around you, dealing 50 damage, nasty. Fighting the Serb, he's not getting close, he's staying above it, he's staying around it as much as he can, because Serbs are very inaccurate with their apple, and they can't dash to hit you, especially because he's not enraged. And if he was enraged, he would have killed himself because he was outside of the radius. I mean, outside of the map. So, very good tactical position to be in here. Yeah. And see, in this position, he can just ignore the Maurice because his back is facing the outside of the map. Which means that Maurice, even if he had an angle on him, he couldn't do anything to him. And if he tried to shoot him with pellets, he would be able to react in time easily. Alright, so here it looks like he doesn't have much of a plan on what to do. Because he did just kind of like throw his nails out. You do want to be very reactive when the idols come out and when the virtues come out. Because at that point, he did kind of just... Like here. He could hear the idols, he could hear the virtues. And here he's just kind of attacking nothing. I think at this point, he's too caught up in like the pattern of what to do at a wave start that he doesn't prioritize what things should die first. So that's a habit you want to try to break. There's no one-size-fits-all when it comes to setting up in the beginning of a Cybergrind wave. Despite what, like, you know, the core nuke and, you know, the FUP and the pump charge overpump people will say, there is no one-size-fits-all for this kind of thing. So he definitely wasn't ready to be in this position, but he's bouncing back here. This is a pretty silly combination of enemies, though, I will say. Nice. Okay, yeah. He's left that Gutterman for too long. Yeah, in a position like that, the nice thing about Gutterman, when you destroy their shield, it takes them basically the same amount of time to lock onto you fully while they're enraged to come off of being enraged. They're enraged for like 10 seconds or so. They're stunned for 2 seconds after you hit them with a Knuckle Blaster, and then they start shooting, and it takes them 8 seconds to lock on. So, at this point, you can easily prepare to parry the Gutterman again, to stun him again, and restart his targeting. You want to think about that when you're on Brutal, because if there's enough Guttermen on the map, they will easily control your airspace if you're taking too long to kill the priority enemies. So yeah, try to think of that as like an internal clock when you're fighting Guttermen on like high level waves. By the time they have locked onto you, they're going to come off their enrage and you can parry them. Freestyle resets their targeting, gets them closer to dying. They have that 7 damage large explosion when they die. It's just only good things when you try to push them in that position. And here he's just styling on the enemies. I think here he's checking to make sure he's recording. Nice, good conduction combo. Another conduction combo. Yeah, here he's repositioning to try to avoid the gaze of the Gutterman. Because another thing, in this position, if he tried to directly charge at the Gutterman, that would put him in a position where he's taking like 10, 20, 30 damage from just pushing him alone, and he would have dropped down to S-rank style, and that's not good. So what he's doing is he's going around the wall so that the Gutterman can't see him and can't shoot him, so that he can push him from a more shallow and advantageous position. He's not actively thinking about all these things. These are just things that he's come to do more and more often as he's played. It's just like an experience thing. Broccolite uploaded it to Cybergrind reviews. Awesome. I don't know if I'll do that today, but I'll do that at some point. Here's another idle wave. This one's pretty easy though. It's just one Mind Flayer and a Sentry. Yeah, as long as you play LOS in this position, it's easy. LOS as in line of sight. Okay. This is worrisome. Nice. Very good playing for the parry there. One of the sucky things about Mind Flayers is that they teleport unreliably. If like one of the songs is copyright, I mean there's a bunch of hit stops and stuff, I just don't really know how copyright works. What will even happen to you? Nothing will happen to me. It's just that likely when I'm reviewing it, I will have to turn the audio off. Because otherwise I can't monetize the video. And I'm not trying to do all this stuff just for money, but the money's really convenient. You know what I mean? I hope you understand. I'm trying to develop like an actual YouTube career, like as a side hustle or something. So if it's all the same, I would appreciate it if copyright music wasn't in the cyber grind. All right. Yeah, as I was saying, like mind flayers, they teleport very unreliably, so it's very smart to just wait for them to send projectiles and focus on parrying them over trying to chase them down for heals. Wow, that was cool. That was risky, because there were two Maurices looking at him right there, and they easily could have beamed him, but he got lucky on the RNG. He probably wouldn't have died, but it would have been put in a really bad position. No, they're not. Heaven Piercer songs are good. Yeah, this is an easy wave. No difficult enemies here. Yeah, waves like these I'm sure I can just skip. Okay, double insert and a ferryman I saw. Okay, so that's tricky because he's gonna get knocked back a lot. Death Star is very good against inserts. That was very clutch. Using the jackhammer there on the ferryman instinctively for the heal. Very good kill. Very nice. So a lot of that was just like insurrectionists attack very slowly, so you can easily like just outpace them with heals and range and dodging. The difficulty becomes obviously what other enemies are in the wave with them. He was able to exploit the ferryman a lot, so he had no problems. And by what other enemies are in the arena, I also mean that if there's a lot of insurrectionists, that also counts, because that just means you're facing a lot of really difficult projectiles from high health enemies. There's a lot of Maurices, and he's being very smart right now. He's not playing in the bowl of the map where all the Maurices want to shoot him, and now that most of the Maurices are dead, he can be in the bowl. As well, he knows there's a Gutterman here, so he's gonna, you know, be able to anticipate that if he needs healing, he could just break the Gutterman's shield. Yeah, his wave start's really clean. You don't have to have like the most high damage wave start in the game. Just something that you could do consistently and quickly is really it. Yeah, here he dealt with the threatening subjects first, like the sentry. He didn't know where this sentry was, but he dealt with the other one very quickly. This is a very risky position to be in. So there's not a lot of radiant enemies here, but he was sandwiched between a lot of Guttermen. That's fine, but their shields weren't broken. So they easily could have punched him, walloped him away from whatever position he was just in, and then target onto him really quickly. Not only that, but these Maurices were both staring him down. They don't deal a lot of damage to Guttermen when they have their shield, so it's fine that they're hurting the Guttermen if they're in between them, but at the same time, if they choose to do their beam attack, bad news bears, right? So he took a really big risk there. But he had a lot of style. Yeah, again, playing out of the range of a Cerberus as much as possible, because their dash is just very obnoxious. This is tricky. Going for the idol first. Now, understand in this position, all of their orbs pretty much can't trace you outside of like the center of this map here. So this hideous mass can't hit you when you're over here fighting this hideous mass. This hideous mass can't fight you here, right? So you don't have to go for the idol every time. I would go for the idol personally, just because it reduces the risk of this one becoming annoying. But and like, you know, other enemies coming to guard the idol. Like this Cerberus right here was waiting for him to come over here and just knock him away from the idol. And using the Knuckle Blaster to destroy it is risky because you have to wait a whole second. That Cerb wasn't here in time, but he could have been there in time to interrupt it. Also, was that not a Cerb? No, it was a Cerb, yeah. Yeah, here he should be, he's trying to do the conduction thing. He should be using the saws here, because he was, you know, right next to the hideous masses he should have been. But I doubt that he was thinking too hard about it. Now there is a stalker roaming around. I think he's dead. I'm not sure. Trying to pray for health. Nice. Very likely as well that these hideous masses have just killed the stalker. Okay, so yeah, in this position, this is kind of like a those who know moment. You can feedbacker plus knuckle blast to destroy this while looking down in brutal. So if you just look straight down at the needle, punch it with feedbacker, and then follow up with a knuckle blaster punch, it would destroy the needle. So it is also equally viable, well not equally, but fairly viable to, you know, whiplash a rocket to your feet down here. Yeah, and there the rocket was pushing his fist around, making it hard for him to do it. Yeah, I think the status, I mean not a status, this is Equinox. Equinox seems to have a pretty rough matchup with hideous masses, it seems. At least in this position, he's probably gotten a lot better at it. Yeah, there's just a lot going on. But he was helped a lot there by those two Maurices that were just shooting everything. So yeah, in this position, a couple Maurices spawn up there. And these, yeah, you see these Mind Flayers teleporting on top of him? These Maurices, they're trying to target him, but they're shooting the Mind Flayers a lot. And each pellet does, I think, 4 damage to enemies. So every time these Mind Flayers try to teleport on top of him, these Maurices have just shot them like a good 2-3 times, which is basically taking their health down to half. So whatever he does in this position is pretty fortunate. Yeah, that Mind Flayer was mostly unaffected, but he didn't do any damage to any Mind Flayers during that encounter, like pretty much. I don't know if it was intentional, but it was definitely correct to try to force those Maurices to target the enemies in between you. With the Hideous Mass Harpoon, I think it's important to mention that the Knuckle Blaster can miss if rocket riding at a certain angle. Yes, your fists will like punch at an off angle if there's a rocket or a core in between them. So it is important to know that. Actually, let me just probably, oh my, there you go. Yeah, you see how the fist is punching away from the rocket? That's what I mean. So if you're riding a rocket and you try to punch the thing, the fist is just going to punch to the side as opposed to in front of you. So it's nice to keep track of that. Very nice from Pizza Man in chat. Yeah, this is kind of like a no-brainer wave. It's important to note, when you get to a high enough wave, if you just see Maurices and Guttermen and no like high-priority targets, pretty much a done deal easy wave. As long as you have like a crowd control option like conduction or nuking like down, these waves just become easy. Because you just get style overload from Maurices friendly firing other enemies and Guttermen, you know, giving guard break parries and then also exploding and killing enemies around them when they die. So yeah, waves like those are done deals. Okay, we're getting Radiant Virtues now. You can kill a Radiant Virtue with just a E-Rail. There's another Virtue alive. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, again, pretty good macro. He's playing a lot on the outskirts of the map, knowing there's Maurice and Gutterman that can gun him down if he's in the center. And, you know, you can easily ignore Swords Machine. Like, that Swords Machine was chasing him the entire time, couldn't do anything to him. Just because it's just such a landlocked enemy. Yeah, and he died just from the residue of, like, again, like, the fire that he's putting on the floor did 16, maybe 30 damage to that Swords Machine just from it walking around. And then the explosions from Maurice and the Gutterman and, like, all that other stuff, they die easy. You don't have to focus on them if you're focusing on the crowd control aspect. Because remember, every enemy is trying to come to you or shoot you from its appropriate range. This position's risky. Okay, now notice he's taking a huge risk by playing in the center of the map while these Maurices are on the sides here. And also he's fighting like two Serbs. He's not getting a lot of style by staying in the center here. The thing that's saving him here is the fact that he's getting friendly fire and he killed a Serb and got a lot of enraged points. This was a huge risk, but it paid off because he survived. But yeah, that's an example of what you don't want to do, especially in a map like this that's shaped like a dome. Maurices can easily just shoot you from their preferred position. Now, however, what you can do, if you're comfortable with being off of the map, you can play this choke here, because the Maurices on the corners of the map can't shoot you. And enemies are going to funnel into this area here. You can get a lot of easy style. If you kill one Serb here and there's two Serbs on the map, they'll each enrage and give you like 2,000 style right off rip, which can get you to ultra kill from like SS or S immediately. So yeah, you want to understand sight lines, especially like on this map. Don't play in the center if you can help it. Play here if you can help it, or play on the outskirts if you can help it. Those are a lot better positions to be in. You're trying to minimize your risk. Nice, good conduction. It's kind of a done deal wave. Yep, and again, you can literally rinse and repeat with that wave start, just shooting oil into the air. Alright, now we know there's idols. That's a lucky idol spawn for us. Just getting 2 in 1 is really nice. Now there is a Mind Flayer chasing him around. This is a very risky position to be in. Okay, he's trying to target the Mind Flayer, but it's not going to work. Yeah, okay. Fortunately, the Mind Flayers, the Insurrectionists just killed each other. Now, very big question. What do you do in that position? Right? Is to try to get into a cramped area. Because again, these guys attack very slowly. If you can sit in like this corner while these two are on the stairs, the Mind Flayer has no choice but to appear directly in front of you, where it can hit you. And at that point, you can easily get, like, say, a screwdriver hit on her and finish her off quickly. And if the insers want to hit you, they have to parry you from a short range, which is easy to predict because you can see it. And then, or they can jump in the air and land on top of the Mind Flayer, land on top of each other, dealing a lot of damage. They deal 22.5 damage that way. And this Gutterman, I think there's a Gutterman up here, right? Or am I wrong? No. Oh, there is, yeah. This Gutterman is just easy food. If you need a panic button, that just goes straight up to the Gutterman and panic. You know what I mean? So in this position, it's actually better to play in an enclosed area due to friendly fire. Yeah, so this is definitely a pretty unlucky wave, though. See, he's at very low style right now. If he had put himself in this corner, he would have gotten an easy screwdriver on the Mind Flayer. Very easy, and he would have been up to S, maybe SS. You know what I mean? He hasn't used his rail cannon yet, despite all of those difficult enemies attacking him. And that's definitely a misplay. Though he does play this engagement with the Mind Flayer very well. He's using the default marksman, which is very good against the Mind Flayer. Deals headshot damage. Mind Flayer is very susceptible to it because she has a head. And at this point, you might be asking, where did the other insert go, right? Guarantee you either jumped off the map or he got killed by this guy who landed on him, right? I don't know if you can see. Okay, they're both alive. Yeah, no, I think he jumped on him mid-air. Both of the inserts were in the air, and this one landed on him while he was in mid-air. Boom. You know what I mean? These are things you want to consider. So yeah, this wave is done. And at this point, look, he still hasn't used his rail cannon charge. Imagine if he had a screwdriver out for this entire engagement. He would have had another one at this point. And if this was a more difficult wave, it'd be a done deal. I mean, also a nuke would have been good there too. Just because, you know, they all spawn in close procs, but, you know, there are those idols, so that would be a lot more difficult. I booted up ULTRAKILL because of you. First run, I beat my PB by 2 from 43 to 45. Now second run, I'm at round 50, almost so. Nice. Congrats. I'm happy that I've influenced you to play the game. Nice. Never be afraid to fall back on Gutterman as a panic button when you're low on health and style. Again, this is a pretty easy wave. The fact that you have these Guttermen is such a convenience, but yeah. Yeah, it's a done deal. This is a silly song. I don't even know, but nice. Yeah, another done deal wave. Again, when you see Maurice's and Gutterman, it's just easy. Like, there's no risk to take. You just punch him and you kill him. I think this is the same deal here. I'm seeing a lot of Gutterman and Maurice. Yep. I mean, like, even in that closed space, he can afford to sit in front of the Maurice. Doesn't matter if he takes 50 damage, because he has 2 Guttermen next to him being heal bots. You know what I mean? At this point in the game, where uncommon and common enemies are so abundant, you can gauge easily if there's 2 Guttermen next to you, you're immortal. You're basically immortal standing in that position. Especially on this wave. Wave 61, though. Missed the Death Star on the insert. Very unfortunate. He still hasn't set the insert on fire, which is pretty bad. Okay, but now the insert's on fire. Another tip, just small tip, when you're dealing with inserts, you definitely want to set them on fire as early as you can. I like the green nail gun for this reason, because you can basically just like glance around the entire map and you're guaranteed to hit every insert with a right click. And from that point on, they're taking double damage from fire. With the green nail gun specifically, I believe that's 8 free damage. And then also all the subsequent damage you deal to them is increased by 1.5 times. So, yeah, I mean, like, there's no reason not to set them on fire. Yeah, that was very nice. He got a lot of control by just using the nail gun and using conduction there. Another done deal. Guarantee you can win this. He's still checking if he's still recording. Yep. Okay, now there's gutter tanks on this. Quick tip. You can actually hear what things are gutter tanks and which things are guttermen. Gutter tanks have like a loud shrill noise when they're dropping, and guttermen have like a low grumble noise when they're dropping. So you can use audio cues to detect which ones are guttermen, which ones are gutter tanks, and try to play in that direction. Yeah, and look at this. This is just textbook right here. Playing on the side of the level right here. Avoiding the gaze of the Maurice, avoiding the gaze of the gutter tanks. And now you can deal with the gutter tanks from a range right here. Like, this is exactly the position you want to be in against the gutter tank, if you haven't dealt much damage to them. And if need be, you can always go to one of their mines if you want freestyle or free heals. Parries a mine, does a lot of damage. More insers. There you go. He already sets one on fire. It's gonna take a lot of damage. Guarantee you it's at 50 health and he hasn't even looked at it. You give it one nail, it's at 50 health right now, not 75. Yep, one insert died, he didn't even look at it. That's the difference right there. What did you miss? I'm just doing Cybergun reviews. You didn't really miss much. This is gonna be a video, so you know, you'll be able to see it by the time it's posted. You wouldn't have missed anything. Fairly textbook right here. He's making sure to avoid the line of sight of the insurrectionist at that point, going, because like in this position, the insert is landing here behind this wall, and if he just stays right, the insert has no choice but to move to a new position and try to hit him. Keeps accidentally nuking himself. Yep, done deal. I see 3 guttermen, I skip. Guarantee you he's not gonna die in a level with like 3 or 4 guttermen in it. Radiant idols now, okay. I would kill this hideous mass immediately if I was him. Yeah, you gotta focus on that. I like to see it. I like to see the screwdriver being used there to allow you to take that melee engagement, so even if he hooks you, you'll still be at full health, you'll still be gaining style. It's just a good fallback. Radiant Insurrectionist, and a Radiant Mind Flayer, and a Radiant Gutterman. Depending a lot on conduction here. Oh, this is not a position you want to be in. Okay, yeah, you want to come close to... yeah. See, the sucky thing is... The reason why he died? Being horizontal to an Insurrectionist is never good. Not only is it hard to predict when they're going to hit you, because you don't have upwards or downwards momentum to know like if they're going to do an upwards slam, sideways slam, or a forward slam. They could just hit you with anything at this point. But also, they could do these shockwaves every time they land. And these are deadly. These will do 25 damage, they'll interrupt your momentum, and they will send you up into the air where you're easily vulnerable. And the only way you can reposition from losing all of your movement is with a dash, or, you know, with a rocket. Both, right? And you have 2 Mind Flayers chasing you the whole time, so this basically spells death, despite the fact that he's at full health, despite the fact that he has Ultrakill style. This is not good. He wants to be on the stage where the Insurrectionist and the Mind Flayers can hit each other. Yeah. And at that point, I think he was kind of unlucky because he was depending on some health from that shotgun to the insert. But yeah, like look at that. Look at what this evil radius does. Bouncing him up like that, and he's trying to land on top of the rocket, but he's unable to. That resets his momentum. He's totally lost on what to do. Yeah, he should honestly target the Mind Flayers here in this position. But, and what can you do, you know? He was expecting multiple different things to happen than what actually happened due to his circumstance. So it was very hard to judge. Yeah, and especially this, getting like no health from the insert kill. And at this point he can die to anything. And he does. Yeah, that was a good run. He played most of that textbook. I'd say wave 60 is a barrier for a lot of people, because that's when the Radiant Insurrectionists spawn, and you know, you get Radiant Idols, and just a lot of things are introduced at the same time that are just really difficult to adjust to. So yeah, I mean, this was just a solid run given his experience. Yeah, that's that. What would I suggest? More Screwdriver, definitely. Another thing, don't be afraid to be directly next to multiple Insurrectionists at once. More often than not, they're going to hit and kill each other. And also against Insurrectionists, it's better to be in one position than multiple different positions very quickly. Against Mind Flayers, they just suck. There's hardly a lot you can do against Radiant Mind Flayers, but definitely the strong strategy. Loop them into your crowd control, loop them into your conduction and nuke combos. He was starting off strong with that. He got them enraged, but yeah, he just needed a way to finish them off, like with a jackhammer or something. Like jackhammers would easily pinch these kills. But yeah, what else would I suggest? I mean, some of the map matchups are definitely a bit strange. Hideous Masses, definitely. I mean, he's probably learned like the Hideous Mass kills at this point, but you definitely want to be very precise when it comes to killing those Hideous Masses. It's okay to take the extra second to be in the right position to kill them. They attack very slowly, and they're one attack that can actually hit you really close, very telegraphed, and their other attack is also very telegraphed. So when you're fighting a Hideous Mass, take the extra 2 seconds to assess the situation and then kill them. Because you can really kill them fastest when you're in the best position with the right tools, like with the saws and the jump start. And, you know, attacking their belly with a rail coin combo as well. Another thing, one final thing, he likes Death Stars a lot, and for anyone else that likes Death Stars, really fun thing to do to Hideous Masses is, where are you? There you are. Is this. Is just to hit their tail. Obviously that takes a lot of precision from that distance, but against the Hideous Mass, you can easily target their tail and cause them to flip onto their belly, which makes them an even easier target while you're up here. Because not only do you avoid their mortar shots, the only thing that can hit you is their tail, but their belly is exposed, you can hit them with these. Right? Got a lot of methods to deal with them at that point. If you like Death Stars, try that out. Try hitting their tail with the Death Stars. It brings them to half health, usually enrages them, makes it easy to finish the kill from that point on. But yeah, I mean, that's most of what I'd suggest that was like outstanding to me. Stand on the ground is oddly the best strategy for red flares. Exactly, that's what I'm saying, yeah. You know, you can exploit 1-ish seconds of invincibility you get by dash sliding and then refill your stamina with your parries, but yeah, honestly, I wish I could use dash sliding more. That's something I don't do enough. But yeah, like I was saying, Luna, I don't know if you're watching. Yeah, if you put yourself in a corner against a Mind Flayer, that's actually probably the best position I'd say you could be in. Because all of them will lump on top of you. Get some easy explosive value and conduction value. And also enemies will shoot the Mind Flayers because they will be body blocking for you. Like, for instance, like here. Let me pull out a Mind Flayer. If I put her here, and I go to this corner, she has no choice but to spawn right in front of me. Right? And I want her to be in this position because that's where she's going to take the most damage from like Maurice and from other like things that are attacking. So if I can put myself in this corner, it's arguably better. And if I can hit her with a screwdriver, more props to me, because if a Maurice hits me with his 50 damage beam, I heal immediately back to full, I get all my style back, you know? And, you know, if I'm using a nuke in this corner as well, even better. I don't have a nuke, but you get the deal. If I had a nuke in that position and I was being shot at by Maurice's, projectiles would deflect back, do a lot of damage back to her. Yeah, so that's generally what I would suggest against Mind Flayers. You want to avoid being in the air as long as possible. And also, run a Jackhammer. Jackhammers are so good against Mind Flayers because it doesn't matter that you can do, you know, that much damage to a Mind Flayer. If she's chasing you around and you can't hit her, you know, with a shotgun, you can't hit her 2 or 3 times to finish her off. That sucks. You don't want to be in that position. So what you want to do is just Jackhammer. Okay, well that was bad because she teleported the moment I did it, but you get it. I just like oiling the Hideous Mass using heart nails on the weak spot. Yeah, no, nails are also really good. Nails are really good for targeting you want to hit. This is generally where people do this, right? They usually shoot their stuff into the Hideous Mass heart. Yeah. But honestly, I think that's all I can suggest. Another thing also, yeah, when it comes to the default marksman as well, have some discipline when using it. If you're fighting multiple Maurices, this is going to do nothing. Even if there's fodder around, you don't want to use coins on fodder. I've done nothing to those Maurices by tossing 2, like, even if you're tossing 2 or 3 coins, you're doing 4 damage to each of them. I mean, 2 damage to each of them, which is 4. So yeah, you want to save these for the sentries and for the Mind Flayers, the things that this gun is really good against, and for obviously your conduction combos. But generally speaking, if you're fighting like these Maurices and you're trying to do a conduction combo and add, oh, I'm bad. I just missed my E-row. Trying to do a conduction combo. You want to add a coin. It's okay to be away from your target and then add a coin. Right? Here. Okay, well, didn't have a lot of health, but it's okay to be a little bit far away from your target because the conduction radius from coins is really large. Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, Luna, you gotta play it by ear. Because there's a lot of enemies that can punish you for being on the ground. Like, if you're trying to be in a corner like this against Mind Flayers and there's virtues all around you, and if there's idols all around, right, you're not going to get the same results. So you kind of have, that's the thing about the Mind Flayer, you have to play it a lot by ear, which is unfortunate. There's no, like, one size fits all. But generally, if you're in a corner and it's just insers and, you know, ferrymen and guttermen, Maurices, it's a lot better to be in this position than to be in this position against a Mind Flayer. Yeah, that's all I have to say about the Equinox recording. I think I'm done recording Cybergrind. My voice is starting to hurt. What do you guys think? What are your Cybergrind's graphics settings? Mine keeps lagging. Here. I mean, well, I can show you my theme. Just use regular blocks, disable blood. Yeah, I have blood disabled when I play, personally. I have like all the graphics set to like their lowest form. Yeah, like all the performance ones are checked. Disable blood and gore. Yeah, I'm hoping to turn part of the stream into a video. And post that on my YouTube. And maybe encourage more people to join the server and catch when I'm streaming next. Because this is kind of fun. This is fun to do. Honestly, it's a lot more fun to review Cybergrind in a stream. You're welcome. Are heat waves the heat in E1? What do you mean? What do you You mean E0? Also, what do you mean? What heat waves? The setting. Oh no, that's that here. That's like greed. But I thought maybe they are in E0 as well. But like if you're here, like there's heat waves that can show up. You have to restart the level. Yeah, you see the heat waves? Yeah. By the way, you can review my Force Red runs. Not the best example because, you know, 1.5 damage and I kind of suck at it, but it would be a nice example. What do you think? Maybe if I got more into... Here, this is loud and unacceptable. Yeah, maybe if I got more into it, but yeah, I'm just not into Force Red right now, but maybe later, maybe at some point. If you submit it into my Discord, I'll probably just like leave it on the back burner for now. But yeah, what do you guys think? Should I do this more often? Should I do more Cybergrind stuff? I mean, reviews? Try to like coach newer players? Yes? Yeah, I guess. All my goal is for these reviews is to teach people how to be prepared for waves 70 to 90. That's my goal. That's my ultimate goal. Because those are by far the most like crazy waves. Much beyond that, the game doesn't become much harder. In fact, the game becomes a little more simpler. Because there's so many enemies in like the board and they're all attacking each other. You get so many like friendly fire points and everyone dies really fast. And also you get a lot more crowd control value, a lot more enemies, which means more conduction as well. Yeah, I mean it's a mess. High level cyber grind is a mess. But yeah, getting people to wave 70 to 90 is definitely my goal. Can't get past 62 on standard. 62 is good though on standard. I would say to train yourself, play more on violent. Get used to the faster pace. Because once you get to, you know, radiance, you're not prepared for radiance. But if you can adjust to the radiance by playing on violent, that's like, you know, pseudo radiance. I see this game for the first time, and this is so interesting. Cyber grind. Oh, is this your first time knowing about ULTRAKILL? You should play the game. You should buy it or pirate it. Or both. One after the other. Yeah, I mean... Oh, you mean cyber grind. Gotcha. I'll give it a whirl. Yeah, I recommend Violent. Play through the whole campaign on Violent. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I think I'm gonna stop streaming. Honestly, I've got some Hallerween stuff I want to do, and I mean, I've been streaming for like 2.5 hours now, right? Yeah, if you guys haven't and you're interested, join the ULTRAKILL Discord. We have fun over there. It's been getting like pretty bumping lately, actually. A lot of people have been joining. A lot of people have been chatting. It's really cool there. I get nothing but nice things said about my server. Yeah. I guess I don't know how to say goodbye on the stream, but it was nice seeing all of you guys again after yesterday and some new people. So yeah, I guess this is me signing off. Goodbye, everyone. Expect a video by the end of next week, maybe? Maybe this week? I don't know. We'll see. Goodbye.